When I was 10 years old, my dad used to take me to Changi Airport. I was just so amazed at how a body of metal could float through hundreds and thousands of miles in the air, and I told myself that I'm going to put myself in the cockpit one day.
I first started my flying career in the Air Force, after which I got my assistant flying instructor's rating. From there, I had to teach 200 hours before I could become a qualified flying instructor.
I joined the Air Force when I was 19 years old. Spurred by the prospect of being able to fly in a fast jet, I thought it was one of the most exciting careers at that point in time.
Our main job scope is to get passengers safely from one destination to another. Our primary job may be flying, but we have other tasks to ensure the safety of our flight. 2 hours before every flight, we would be evaluating the key information that may affect our journey, such as weather, aerodrome, fuel, or any other information pertaining to safety. Although the flights are being safely dispatched by our engineers, we personally do our own external checks before every flight. To be a good pilot, a passion in aviation is a must. One must be a team player with leadership qualities. There's this big misconception that pilots must have a perfect eyesight, but that's not true. If your eyesight is correctable to 6 out of 6, you could apply to be a pilot. It is also essential for you to have good psychomotor skills in order for you to become a good pilot. Good interpersonal and communication skills are handy, as we are constantly engaging each other in the cockpit with ground staff, cabin crew and passengers who come from different countries, nationalities, diverse cultures and religions.
In the 12 years I've joined the Air Force, I've accumulated 1,000 flying hours. Typically, I'll get to fly about 3 to 4 times a week. This will include both day and night missions. Because every flight is unique in its own way, there is a need to conduct structured briefing and detailed coordination to ensure the safety of each flight. After the mission brief, we will kit up into our flight gear to conduct a ground inspection of the aircraft. This is to ensure that the aircraft is serviceable. To ensure that we can share the lessons learned during the flight, we will conduct a detailed mess debrief to discuss the lessons learned and more effectively progress as a community. Other than being a line pilot, I was also involved in planning in HQ RSAF in MINDEF. Now, I'm a flight commander in an F-16 operational unit. To be a fighter pilot, first of all, you must love flying. The job is physically demanding, and mentally you need to be very sharp to be able to adapt to a wide variety of scenarios. There's a need for discipline and personal mastery so that we constantly improve as aviation professionals.
I'm an instructor in the Singapore Youth Flying Club. I've flown for 17 years and I've got about 7,000 instructional hours. A typical flying lesson starts with a pre-flight briefing where we will run through with the student what the lesson would be up in the air and the techniques of flying that particular lesson. After which we will go out to the aircraft and we will start the checks to prepare the aircraft for the flight. During the flight itself, we would cover with the students how exactly that lesson is going to happen, how the aircraft is flown. I think the hard skills required for a flying instructor would be strong technical knowledge and skill. If you want to impart your knowledge to the student, you have to be competent in that area so that you can explain to the students well how an aircraft works. Other important skills would be discipline, patience and also communication skills. Discipline because you will have to be a role model to your students, to be someone they can look up to. Patience because we are dealing with very young students and you find that they have no prior knowledge of flying. So you need to understand that they will take time to acquire the skill and knowledge. And obviously communication skills are important because you are able then to effectively bring the message across or the lesson across. When I first started, I always hoped to get very good students, which would make my teaching job a lot easier. However, as I gain more teaching experience, I find that there is a lot more fulfillment in bringing up students who have less skill and seeing them progress all the way to become career pilots.
This is a job that requires strong leadership qualities and for you to constantly challenge yourself and expand your personal boundaries.
Every flight is dynamic in its own way, and no two flights is ever the same.